Native American cinema has long been a space where the complexities, struggles, and beauty of native cultures are depicted on the silver screen. Over the years, Hollywood and global cinema have often portrayed indigenous people through stereotypes or relegated them to the background, overlooking their rich history, diverse cultures, and stories. However, in recent decades, Native American filmmakers and actors have started to reclaim their narrative, bringing a more authentic, nuanced portrayal of their lives and history. The cultural impact of Native American cinema is profound, as it not only challenges long-standing stereotypes, but also provides a platform for indigenous voices to be heard. For centuries, Native Americans have faced marginalization, and their stories have been misrepresented or erased. By creating films that reflect their true experiences, struggles, and triumphs, indigenous filmmakers are creating a space for healing, understanding, and representation. These films allow viewers to see Native peoples not as relics of the past, but as vibrant communities with a deep connection to their traditions, lands, and values. The introduction of Native American cinema began in the early 20th century, but it wasn't until the late 20th and early 21st centuries that a true cultural shift began to take place. Directors like James Cameron with Avatar and Kevin Costner with Dances with Wolves played a pivotal role in bringing Native stories into the mainstream, though their depictions were not without controversy. They opened doors for the possibility of indigenous representation in Hollywood. But the real change came when Native filmmakers themselves began to take control of their stories. One of the most significant contributions to Native American cinema came in 1998 with the release of Smoke Signals, written by Sherman Alexie and directed by Chris Eyre. This film marked a turning point for Native American cinema, as it was the first feature film written, directed, and produced by Native Americans to receive significant critical acclaim. Smoke Signals not only introduced a fresh and authentic narrative, but it also set the tone for future films, opening up opportunities for other indigenous filmmakers to be seen and heard. In addition to providing authenticity, Native American cinema also plays a crucial role in cultural preservation. Through film, important traditions, languages, and spiritual beliefs are immortalized for future generations. These films often emphasize themes of identity, community, family, and the connection to the land, which are central to many Native cultures. By exploring these themes through film, Native American cinema ensures that their heritage is not forgotten, helping to educate both Native and non-Native audiences about the importance of cultural preservation and respect for indigenous tradition. Moreover, Native American cinema challenges viewers to reflect on the wider implications of historical narratives and the ongoing effects of colonization. Films like The Last of the Mohicans, 1992, and Dances with Wolves, 1990, deal with issues of displacement, the loss of land, and the complex relationships between indigenous peoples and settlers. By telling these stories from the perspective of Native Americans, these films offer a more balanced view of history and invite audiences to question the narratives they have been taught. The impact of Native American cinema is not just about entertainment. It's about fostering empathy, understanding, and respect. It is about offering a platform for indigenous peoples to share their stories and challenges on their own terms. As Native filmmakers continue to make their voices heard, their influence on global cinema grows stronger, offering audiences a unique, important perspective that has long been missing from the conversation. In conclusion, Native American cinema has become an essential part of the broader film industry, representing the richness of indigenous cultures and giving Native people a platform to tell their story. As more films are made by indigenous filmmakers, the future of Native American cinema looks brighter, offering opportunities for education, awareness, and deeper cultural understanding. By continuing to support and celebrate these films, society can help ensure that the stories of Native Americans continue to resonate for generations to come. Number 1. Dances with Wolves, 1990. A landmark in Native American cinema. When Dances with Wolves, 1990, directed by and starring Kevin Costner, hit theaters, it became a groundbreaking moment in the portrayal of Native American cultures in mainstream Hollywood cinema. The film not only captured the epic scale of the American frontier during the 19th century, but also provided a fresh and respectful perspective on the lives of indigenous people, particularly the Sioux tribe. Through its compelling narrative, beautiful cinematography, and layered characters, Dances with Wolves paved the way for a new era of Native American representation in film, influencing the way Native cultures would be depicted for years to come. Set against the backdrop of the American Civil War, the film follows the story of Lieutenant John Dunbar, played by Kevin Costner, who is sent to a remote outpost on the western frontier. There, he forms a unique relationship with the Lakota Sioux tribe, ultimately earning the name Dances with Wolves, due to his interaction with a wolf that accompanies him. As he becomes integrated into the tribe, Dunbar learns about their customs, struggles, and the challenges they face from both settlers and the U.S. government. The film's portrayal of Native Americans is nuanced, focusing on their humanity and the complexities of their interactions with the wider world. The portrayal of Native American characters in Dances with Wolves is one of its greatest achievements. For the first time in a mainstream film, Native Americans were depicted not as the enemy or as one-dimensional caricatures, but as fully realized characters with their own values, traditions, and complexities. The Lakota Sioux are shown as noble and resilient, deeply connected to their land, culture, and spirituality. The film emphasizes their role in the larger narrative of American history, highlighting the violence and injustice they suffered due to westward expansion, but also their strength and ability to endure despite it all. A pivotal aspect of the film is its depiction of the Lakota Sioux's relationship with the land. The tribe's deep spiritual connection to nature, animals, and the earth is portrayed with reverence and sensitivity. Through Dunbar's eyes, the audience is invited to witness the Sioux way of life, one that values community, honor, and a symbiotic relationship with the natural world. These aspects of Native culture are presented in a way that honors their authenticity, and they serve as an antidote to the stereotypical portrayals of Native Americans as savages or wild, often seen in earlier Western films. The cultural impact of Dances with Wolves was immense. It helped bring Native American stories into the public consciousness in a way that had not been done before in Hollywood. The film's success, both critically and commercially, proved that mainstream audiences were willing to engage with more complex, respectful portrayals of Native American culture. The film went on to win 7 Academy Awards, including Best Picture and Best Director for Kevin Costner, marking a historic moment for Native American representation in film. While Dances with Wolves was praised for its positive portrayal of Native Americans, it also opened the door for important conversations about authenticity in filmmaking. The film faced some criticism from Native American communities, who felt that the story was still centered on a white protagonist, Dunbar, and that the film's representation of Native Americans was filtered through his perspective. However, many also appreciated the effort to portray the Sioux in a more accurate and respectful light, particularly in contrast to the often harmful depictions seen in earlier Western. In addition to the performances of the actors, the film's use of language was another standout feature. The Lakota Sioux language was used throughout the film, with subtitles translating the dialogue for non-native audience. This was a significant step in preserving native languages and promoting cultural awareness. The inclusion of the Lakota language not only added to the authenticity of the film, but also highlighted the importance of language in maintaining cultural identity. Moreover, Dances with Wolves introduced a wider audience to the rich traditions of Native American storytelling. The film's structure, which includes flashbacks, dreams, and visions, reflects the native oral tradition of passing down stories through generations. This approach not only enriches the narrative, but also connects the film to a long history of indigenous storytelling practices that have been central to native cultures for centuries. Beyond its cinematic achievements, Dances with Wolves had a lasting impact on the film industry's approach to Native American storytelling. The film showed that Native American stories could be told with depth and dignity, and it set the stage for a more inclusive and respectful approach to indigenous filmmaking in Hollywood. Following the success of Dances with Wolves, a new wave of Native American filmmakers emerged, eager to share their own stories and perspectives with the world. The film's success proved that there was an audience for these stories, and it inspired a generation of Native filmmakers to reclaim their cultural narratives and take control of their representation in the media. In conclusion, Dances with Wolves remains a landmark film in Native American cinema, not only for its artistic and commercial success, but for the way it changed the landscape of Native American representation in Hollywood. By focusing on the human experiences and cultural richness of the Lakota Sioux, the film helped to shift the narrative surrounding Native Americans in popular culture. It opened doors for more nuanced and respectful portrayals of indigenous people, contributing to a growing awareness of Native American history, culture, and identity in the public consciousness. Through its powerful storytelling, Dances with Wolves continues to stand as a symbol of both the struggles and resilience of Native American communities. Number 2. The Last of the Mohicans, 1992. A compelling tale of survival and identity, The Last of the Mohicans, 1992, directed by Michael Mann, is a visually stunning and emotionally gripping film that presents a narrative deeply rooted in Native American history. Adapted from James Fenimore Cooper's 1826 novel, the film tells the story of the last days of the Mohican tribe during the French and Indian War, showcasing the survival of both Native Americans and colonists in the turbulent 18th century American frontier. While the film centers on a romantic and action-filled narrative, it also powerfully explores themes of identity, loyalty, and the tragic loss of Native culture. The film focuses on the character of Hawkeye, Daniel Day-Lewis, a white man raised by the Mohican tribe, who becomes embroiled in the conflict between the French and British forces. Hawkeye, along with his adoptive father, Chingachgook, Russell Means, and his brother, Uncas, Eric Schweik, navigate the war-torn landscape while trying to protect the two daughters of a British officer. Throughout their journey, they confront both the brutality of war and the inevitable decline of Native American cultures in the face of colonization. One of the most significant aspects of The Last of the Mohicans is its portrayal of Native American characters as complex, multi-dimensional individuals. Unlike the stereotypical depictions of indigenous people as either noble savages or violent antagonists in earlier Western films, this film provides a more nuanced view of Native Americans, particularly through the Mohican characters. Chingachgook and Uncas are depicted as strong, honorable figures who hold fast to their cultural values, even as their world collapses around them. The film emphasizes their deep bond with nature and the land, a connection that is central to their identity and way of life. The film's title, The Last of the Mohicans, refers to the impending extinction of the tribe, a metaphor for the larger loss of native cultures and the erasure of indigenous peoples by European settlers. This theme is portrayed poignantly throughout the film, with the death of Uncas, symbolizing the end of an era for the Mohican people, and, by extension, the countless other native tribes that faced similar fates during colonization. Uncas' death, in particular, is one of the film's most tragic moments, as it represents the ultimate sacrifice of a young warrior who will not live to see the survival of his people. Visually, The Last of the Mohicans is an iconic film, with its sweeping landscapes and breathtaking cinematography capturing the rugged beauty of the American wilderness. The film uses these stunning visuals not only to create a historical setting, but also to underscore the deep connection between the native characters and the land they are fighting to protect. The film's score, composed by Trevor Jones and Randy Edelman, is equally memorable, with its stirring music further elevating the emotional depth of the narrative. In terms of historical accuracy, the film blends fiction with real events, particularly in its portrayal of the French and Indian War. While it takes liberties with some historical details for dramatic effect, The Last of the Mohicans provides a sense of the struggle for survival and the impact of colonialism on native communities. The film's portrayal of Native Americans, however, is still largely shaped through a Eurocentric lens, with the native characters' actions and motivations often interpreted through the eyes of their white counterparts, such as Hawkeye. Nevertheless, the film's contribution to Native American cinema is significant, as it helped to bring attention to the struggles faced by indigenous peoples during this pivotal moment in history. The film's depiction of native characters as warriors, family members, and individuals with deep spiritual and cultural ties to their land offers a more respectful and layered portrayal of Native Americans than had been seen in many Hollywood films before it. By focusing on the loss of native tribes and the survival of their culture in the face of overwhelming odds, The Last of the Mohicans raises awareness about the devastating consequences of colonization, while highlighting the strength and resilience of native communities. In conclusion, The Last of the Mohicans remains a powerful film that continues to resonate with audiences. It succeeds in offering a compelling narrative about the fragility of identity, the destructive forces of colonization, and the resilience of Native American peoples. While it does take creative liberties with history, the film succeeds in portraying the emotional and cultural depth of the Mohican tribe, making it an important work in Native American cinema. By depicting the tragic end of the Mohican people, it underscores a broader narrative of loss and survival that remains relevant to native communities today. Number 3. Smoke Signals, 1998. A revolutionary film for Native American cinema. Smoke Signals, 1998, directed by Chris Eyre and written by Sherman Alexie, is a groundbreaking film that holds a special place in Native American cinema. Based on Alexie's short story collection A Lone Ranger and Tonto Fistfight in Heaven, this film is often hailed as one of the first major Hollywood films written, directed, and produced by Native Americans. It stands out for its honest, contemporary portrayal of life on a reservation, breaking away from the stereotypical representations of Native Americans often seen in mainstream cinema. At its core, Smoke Signals is a story about identity, forgiveness, and the complexities of family. The film follows two young Native American men, Thomas Builds the Fire, Evan Adams, and Victor Joseph, Adam Beach, who embark on a journey to retrieve the ashes of Victor's estranged father Arnold, who left him and his mother when Victor was just a child. When Victor was just a child. The narrative takes place in and around the Coeur d'Alene Indian Reservation, a setting that plays a significant role in shaping the characters' identities and their interactions with one another. What makes Smoke Signals revolutionary is its approach to Native American life. Rather than focusing on historical struggles or idealized depictions of indigenous culture, the film presents a modern-day view of Native Americans living on a reservation. The characters are not saints or villains, but flawed, complex individuals dealing with everyday issues, such as grief, family drama, and the search for meaning in their lives. The film's portrayal of Native Americans as fully realized human beings with diverse experiences and emotions marked a significant departure from the stereotypical roles they were often relegated to in Hollywood films. One of the key elements of Smoke Signals is its focus on the relationship between Victor and his father. The film explores themes of abandonment, loss, and the lingering effects of personal trauma within Native American families. Arnold's abandonment of his family and his eventual death serve as a backdrop for Victor's journey toward understanding, healing, and reconciliation. As Victor and Thomas travel to retrieve Arnold's ashes, the audience is offered a glimpse into their internal struggles and the complicated legacy of fatherhood, as well as the complex emotions surrounding forgiveness. The film does not shy away from the anger and resentment that Victor feels toward his father, nor does it offer easy resolutions. Instead, it presents the messy, difficult process of coming to terms with the past and finding a way forward. The character of Thomas builds the fire, provides a much-needed counterbalance to Victor's anger and bitterness. Thomas, a storyteller who is deeply connected to the traditions of his people, offers a more optimistic and spiritual perspective. His storytelling, which is interwoven throughout the film, serves not only as a means of preserving the tribe's history and culture, but also as a way of healing and understanding. Thomas represents the power of narrative in Native American culture, which has long been a tool for survival, identity, and community. His character is deeply reflective of the importance of storytelling in maintaining cultural continuity, especially in the face of historical trauma and ongoing challenges. The film's tone is a mix of humor and tragedy, with moments of levity often providing relief from the more somber themes of loss and identity. The dialogue is sharp, witty, and laced with a dry sense of humor, which adds depth to the characters and makes them relatable to audiences. This balance between humor and drama allows the film to tackle heavy subjects, such as the cycle of violence and substance abuse, without feeling preachy or overly sentimental. The film's humor, rooted in the everyday experiences of Native Americans, creates an authentic portrayal of reservation life that resonates with both native and non-native viewers. Smoke Signals also stands out for its visual style. Chris Ayres' direction captures the stark beauty of the Pacific Northwest, contrasting the lush, natural surroundings of the reservation with the harsh realities of the characters' lives. The cinematography, combined with a soundtrack featuring both traditional and contemporary Native American music, enhances the film's emotional depth and its connection to Native culture. The film's success was groundbreaking for Native American cinema. It became the first feature film directed by a Native American to be widely distributed in the United States, and it brought attention to the need for more authentic Native voices in film. Smoke Signals was not only a critical success, but also a commercial one, earning recognition at film festivals and generating widespread interest in Native American stories. In addition to its cultural impact, Smoke Signals also challenges the notion of a singular Native American experience. By focusing on the Coeur d'Alene Nation, the film offers a glimpse into the lives of one of the many indigenous communities in the U.S., showing that Native American culture is far from monolithic. The characters in the film are deeply rooted in their specific cultural context, but their struggles with identity, family, and the future are universal, making the film accessible to a wide audience while still maintaining its authenticity. In conclusion, Smoke Signals is a landmark film in Native American cinema. It tells a story that is both deeply personal and universally relatable, breaking new ground in its honest and nuanced portrayal of Native American life. Through its compelling characters, rich storytelling, and bold direction, the film continues to be an important work in the ongoing effort to give Native Americans a voice in the film industry. Smoke Signals demonstrates the power of cinema to reflect the complexities of identity, history, and culture, while offering hope and healing for the future. Number 4. Wind River, 2017. A powerful exploration of violence, justice, and Native American identity. Wind River, 2017, written and directed by Taylor Sheridan, is a gripping crime thriller set in the Wind River Indian Reservation in Wyoming. The film centers on Corey Lambert, Jeremy Renner, a U.S. Fish and Wildlife Service tracker who helps investigate the murder of a young Native American woman, Natalie Hanson Kelsey Asbill, whose body is found in the snow. Joining him is FBI agent Jane Banner, Elizabeth Olsen, who is new to investigating crimes in this remote area. What sets Wind River apart is its unflinching portrayal of Native American issues, particularly the high rate of violence against Indigenous women. The film highlights how Native American women are disproportionately affected by violent crimes, often ignored by the justice system. This theme is at the core of the film's narrative, with the tragic death of Natalie symbolizing a broader, often overlooked crisis. The film portrays the complex relationship between Native American communities and the outside world, showing how law enforcement, both federal and local, struggles to provide justice. Jane Banner's character, an outsider, emphasizes this divide as she faces challenges in navigating the social and cultural dynamics of the reservation. Despite her well-meaning intentions, she realizes that solving crimes here requires more than just legal expertise. It requires an understanding of the community's experiences. Corey, a man who has suffered his own personal loss, embodies the deep-seated pain many Indigenous people face. His investigation into Natalie's death becomes a way for him to seek redemption, while also highlighting the deeply entrenched grief and trauma that shapes the lives of many Native Americans. The harsh landscape of Wind River, with its vast, unforgiving wilderness, reflects the isolation and struggle of the community. Wind River doesn't shy away from the brutal realities of violence and the emotional toll it takes on its character. It sheds light on the fact that many crimes against Native Americans go unreported or unsolved due to systemic neglect. The film portrays this reality in a stark, unsettling way, making it an important piece of Native American cinema. Though not directed by a Native American filmmaker, Wind River offers a respectful and honest depiction of Native American life. Its portrayal of the complexities of justice, violence, and the quest for truth within Native communities is a timely and important addition to the conversation around Indigenous representation in film. Atanarjuat, The Fast Runner, 2001, a groundbreaking film in Inuit cinema. Atanarjuat, The Fast Runner, 2001, directed by Zacharias Kunuk, is a landmark film in Inuit cinema and one of the most critically acclaimed Indigenous films ever made. The film is based on a traditional Inuit legend and is set in the far northern Canadian Arctic. It tells the story of Atanarjuat, a young man who must navigate a world filled with jealousy, betrayal, and revenge, ultimately trying to protect his family and his people from the dangers posed by a power-hungry rival. What makes Atanarjuat such an important film is its deep connection to the cultural traditions of the Inuit people. It is the first feature-length film to be made in the Inuktitut language, and it presents Inuit culture in a way that is rarely seen in mainstream cinema. The film uses traditional Inuit storytelling techniques to craft a narrative that is both timeless and universal. Through its portrayal of conflict, survival, and the consequences of human actions, Atanarjuat showcases the rich history and traditions of the Inuit people, offering an authentic representation of their culture and way of life. The film's story revolves around Atanarjuat, a young man who is a skilled runner, and the challenges he faces after a betrayal by a powerful enemy, Oki. Atanarjuat's ability to outrun his enemies, both literally and figuratively, becomes a central theme, symbolizing not just physical endurance, but also the resilience of the Inuit people in the face of adversity. The film's stunning cinematography captures the vast icy landscape of the Arctic, where survival is a constant struggle against the elements, and every decision can have life or death consequences. What is most compelling about Atanarjuat is its portrayal of the relationships between individuals and their community. The film delves into the themes of honor, justice, and retribution, showing how personal vendettas can affect entire communities. Atanarjuat's journey is not only a personal one, but also a reflection of how the Inuit worldview places importance on collective well-being, kinship, and communal survival. The film also explores the spiritual beliefs of the Inuit, with references to the supernatural and the influence of ancestral spirits. This connection to the spiritual world highlights the belief system that guides the characters' actions, adding an additional layer of depth to the story. It is a powerful reminder of the importance of spirituality in many indigenous cultures and how it informs their decisions and their relationships with nature and each other. Atanarjuat is a groundbreaking film not only for its cultural significance, but also for its historical importance in indigenous filmmaking. The film was produced by the Inuit-owned production company Izuma, marking a significant achievement for indigenous filmmakers and their ability to tell their own stories on their own terms. The film received widespread acclaim, winning numerous awards, including the Best Canadian Feature Film at the Toronto International Film Festival. Through Atanarjuat, Kunuk and the team at Izuma have created a cinematic masterpiece that transcends cultural boundaries. It serves as a testament to the strength of Inuit storytelling traditions and the importance of preserving and sharing indigenous cultures through the medium of film. By offering an authentic, powerful portrayal of Inuit life and values, Atanarjuat has become a crucial work in the larger conversation about indigenous representation in cinema. The films discussed throughout this exploration of Native American cinema represent more than just cinematic achievements. They are testaments to the resilience, strength, and enduring spirit of indigenous communities across North America. From the haunting beauty of dances with wolves to the powerful storytelling in Atanarjuat, The Fast Runner, these films serve not only as entertainment, but also as cultural touchstones that preserve and promote the histories, traditions, and struggles of Native peoples. The continued legacy of Native American cinema is one of resistance against misrepresentation and underrepresentation in mainstream media. Filmmakers like Kevin Costner, Dances with Wolves, Michael Mann, The Last of the Mohicans, and Zacharias Kunuk, Atanarjuat, The Fast Runner, have played crucial roles in shifting the narrative, ensuring that indigenous stories are told from an authentic perspective. Their works have helped open the doors for future generations of Native filmmakers, who now have more opportunities to tell their stories in their own voice. Importantly, these films explore themes of identity, survival, cultural conflict, and the deep connection to the land, elements that resonate universally, while remaining deeply tied to the unique experiences of indigenous communities. In films like Smoke Signals and Wind River, we see indigenous characters grappling with contemporary issues, from generational trauma to systemic injustice, but also finding hope, redemption, and healing. These narratives are vital for creating a more inclusive and empathetic film industry, one that represents the diversity of experiences within indigenous culture. Furthermore, the presence of these films on the global stage brings Native American culture and history to the forefront of international conversation. They have become tools for education, helping non-indigenous audiences better understand the complexities and beauty of native life, while simultaneously inspiring indigenous peoples to take pride in their heritage and tell their own story. In looking to the future, it's clear that the legacy of Native American cinema is far from over. As more indigenous filmmakers emerge, there is a growing desire to create stories that honor the past while also tackling contemporary issues faced by Native communities. Films like Atanarjuat, The Fast Runner, prove that the rich traditions of indigenous storytelling are still alive, thriving, and adaptable to the medium of film. The resilience shown in these films mirrors the resilience of indigenous peoples who have faced centuries of colonization, cultural erasure, and marginalization. The survival of their stories, traditions, and cultures is a testament to their strength and determination. Native American cinema continues to evolve, with new generations of filmmakers, actors, and writers building on the foundation laid by those who came before them. As the cinematic landscape continues to shift, the legacy of Native American films will remain a beacon of hope and inspiration. These films not only entertain and educate, but also empower Native communities by allowing them to share their voices, their truths, and their struggles with the world. In doing so, they remind us all of the power of storytelling to shape our understanding of history, culture, and identity, ensuring that the stories of indigenous peoples will continue to be heard for generations to come.